Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Silent Sequester podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah, and I am here with a very full house. I got my co-hosts Dylan, Sasha, Chanel, Geneva. We got two special guests. The first one is a good friend of mine, Josh. What's going on, Josh?
Hello, I'm so happy to be here, you guys. I came up interrupted, as usual. But I love it. This is a full cast. I love everybody here, so I wanted to join.
Awesome. And then we also have a very special guest, the winner, the champion, Billy CEO. Billy,
you already know.
My winner pick. I love it.
Oh, she definitely was your winner pick.
Yeah,
she was
Day
one.
I remember that. Now, Billy, first of all, thank you for being here. We've been waiting so long. We were like, we've been waiting for this day. So everyone make sure that they were here tonight. So I don't know if you've done any interviews yet live, but this is, or at least over here, your first opportunity to say anything about the game. I mean, you watched everything back. So initial thoughts, what you thinking? Like, how'd you feel about everything?
Okay, so initial thoughts. First off, I gotta say I want to thank production so much, because there was moments I was afraid it was gonna make the edit, like of me like just bawling. Like I don't know if y'all can even tell. There's sometimes like most confessionals that I did on the show, I was really sad. Like when my alliance really left the house, like I embrace my female energy, and I actually love it. I think emotions are huge, and I would really be balling out, and for them to be able to put this storyline, right, this beautiful storyline, and make it was just well laid out. It was all the way through. Shout out to production. Y'all did y'all shit there. Shout out to Audrey. Shout out to all the producers. One thing I can say is the season was 100% amazing. Like, I was afraid. I was nervous. Every episode, I'm sitting there on the couch like, what's gonna happen? Because you see the show, so like while you're playing the game, it's all only your perspective. So you don't know what's going on in other rooms, right? A lot of things are happening, and you're just trying to stay grounded, and also you're trying to make sure that you're part of whatever is going on, and you just have to trust. So there's a lot of moments in the game where I was shocked watching the show back. I was like, damn, I dislike this person in the house. I don't like this man, and I'm tagging. I'm like literally while I'm in Sequester, right? I'm gonna say in Sequester, I was very emotional, and I probably disliked some people while playing the game, because they're coming from my alliance. I'm like real hard down for my alliance, and then after watching the show back, I'm like, damn, I love this man as a character. Like this man is like, this is real TV. Or I'll be like, this female, she did this, that was epic, So it's a lot of things, and we'll get into like what I liked and what I loved. I mean, I loved the entire season. Again, shout out the production. I appreciate it. I'm glad I was a part of Sequester season 4 for sure.
Period.
So
we were too.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So what would you say? Honestly, like the whole thing, what do you think was the toughest thing going into the house?
Going into the house was so talking to my little brother Josh every day prior to going into the Sequester house, he would make me fucking nervous. I'm sorry. he would like, so okay, so I'm very big on like speaking things into existence, right? So manifestation, speaking things into existence, I'm like very, very, very like in tune, right? And I know that I am I'm a warrior, right? A warrior type of energy. So if I say something, it's 9 times out of 10 that shit might happen. So I'm telling Josh, I'm like, listen, I'm like, bro, it doesn't matter when we get into the house, energy is everything. They're going to love my energy. I am me, right? I was like, I am me. They're going to fall in love with me. Josh goes, Ashley, well, it's not going to be that easy. It's going to be a lot of big threats. It's going to be big threats in the house. I'm like, bro, I don't care. I need you to prepare me for final 2 right now. Final 2 right now. Come on, give me a question. Come on. And then I'm like doing hypotheticals, like, oh, I made this move and this move. But like I literally thought, the day I found out I was going to be on Sequester season 4, I was like, gosh, you need to prepare me for final 2, because I'm making it to final 2. whatever it is, whatever's gonna happen, I'm making it the final
That's
two.
some queen stuff right there.
Yeah.
That's such a good mindset to have. That's really-
Yeah, it's we talked interestingly to Natalie and we asked this exact question and we even talked about like how do you prep ahead of time, and this is what we talked about, like what you actually did. Is that how do you like prep yourself? How do you say like, no, this is going to happen. I am good enough. I'm more than good enough. Like I will win this and I see this path. So it's really beautiful to hear you say this, because I think even as a woman, I think, right, like we come in, right, and as a Black woman, there's so many issues, like not issues, but so many hurdles that you might have to deal with. That we talk. Yeah, right. So not me trying to assume anything, but
oh, don't worry, I totally don't look like one.
Of course. But, so it's really beautiful because we talked about this, and like I think what you just said is exactly like if anyone is going into like any reality show, like they need to hear this and like clip this and like play it again, because that's exactly how I think you win the game and how you get there.
Yeah, and to just tack on to what Sasha's saying, a lot of times, like most players, like will go through the game and do not prepare themselves for the final two, and then they get there and they're like, "Wait, what did I do again?" Like, and imagine you do all that work and you get to the final two and you have no idea of what you're gonna say. Like that's so smart to just have that ready, because I think that's the most important part of it all, is knowing what you need to do at the end, because it could be all for nothing, right? So very, very smart.
And I would like to say, because sorry Dylan, 1 second.
No, you're good.
Okay, so when I first played my first mini ever, which was Blood vs. Water, me and Josh, right, we're playing together, and all we did was prepare me for Final Four. So I never knew about a final two, and they're gonna ask me questions. I need to write notes. Like these notes I was writing was, oh, I'm friends with this person, and I'm friends with this person. I don't like this, but and then I realized, once I made it to final two in my first mini, I was like, oh my God, I was not prepared for this. And that was what my fear was, right? Going back to the question was, when I went into Sequester Live, I was like, I need to prepare myself for final two, because I can make it to final four. Like I'm real big on like, manifestation, speaking things. I was like, I can make it to final four. I can make it to final two. And one thing I can say, you're right. Prepare your mindset. If you're going on any type of reality TV show or anything in life, prepare that mind. Like even if you're going for a job interview, right? Prepare yourself in the way like, I got this job, or I am going to win this. I'm taking it all the way home. And you have to, the thing is you have to be 100% believing in everything that you say, and when you're doing that, you're putting out these great intentions, because there's other people that's also manifesting the same thing. How do you not clash, right? You have to do it the hardest. Like that's all I can say is every day I was doing it the hardest. I'm jumping rope 4,000 jumps a day. I'm sitting there like, man, I'm doing this. I gotta look good. I gotta look TV ready. I also gotta make sure I'm gonna win. So all of this energy that I was putting out to the universe, I just feel like it came back 10 times fold, so that I can make a difference. So I can also tell people manifestation is real. You could talk to anybody in production and ask them every time one of my alliance will get out. I never once doubted that I was going to take home the win. I said, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'll be in confessionals. I'm like da 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 da. I don't care. They want to play like this. They doing strange things to change. And let me tell you something. I'm still gonna win. I already won season 4. Like that, and this will be like this was like when my girls got out, like when Shireen and Rachel were out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watch the episode after, right? You can see it all in my face. I was so sad, that I just lost almost all my lines. I didn't know Muna was coming back, and I'm like, damn, how am I gonna do this? And I wanted to win with them, so it's manifestation.
I think that's what makes your win even more special, is that you went through all these obstacles in the game. Because I think I was even getting worried watching it back. Like I was like, oh, Billy is in such a great position. And then all of a sudden I'm like, no, all her allies are leaving. Like what's happening here? But like, we know that you played in a couple minis, and Josh has played in, a couple minis once, here and there. And stuff like that. So I guess So I guess, like, did you guys talk about like Sequester mini twists and the potentials of those particular twists being in there? And like, did you talk about potential strategies and how to potentially attack them or strategically approach them?
Yeah. Just to lead this question, I'm so sorry, but sorry, Billy. But to lead the question, I told her, I was like, Billy, you're going to make it far no matter what. You're somebody who has a good personality that rubs to people. People are going to want to work with you anyways. You just need to make sure that you control the game on your own to win this game. And that was always the one thing I wanted to pitch her, because I knew that she could make it a Final Four, Final Two. Just make sure you have your own moves, so when you get to the end, you could claim them in case somebody tries to ask you a question like that. And I wasn't prepared for like a killer round. There was no way I knew a killer round was going to be in. But the round after that, I don't know if that was majority rules or something. That is a round. I always see that round and I lose because of it. So I told her, I was like, expect that to happen. Like, there's going to be a round where you have to literally tell people to like tell people something that you say. And if you can convince them to say to go with the word that you're hearing, then you sold that round, and that's a move you could claim. And I'm really impressed by her, because that round came up and she did what she had to do. When she closed that door and said, shut the door, ain't nobody telling them anything. They're not finding out anything. That was all she needed to do to really claim that move. And I don't know, I was excited to see that come out.
That was a very freaking interesting round, because like it's so funny, because in the first, like when I went into the first room, right, it was a lot of us. I think it was Brent, Brendan, Josh, Mona, Spencer, and Marcelo, right? So that round, right, when everything went down, I'm like, yeah, I fuck with Spencer, I fuck with Marcelo, I fuck with Mona, I fuck with Josh, but Shireen and Rachel is not in here. Like, it's just dead. I'm sorry, it's dead. Because here's my mindset about anything in life, right? I said it on another interview, but like, I am really a great person in life. Thank you, Jesus. I appreciate you for No, I'm serious. Like, I praise the Most High for a lot of the just like qualities that, and then it's also a lot of things, you know, experience and being hurt and knowing that you don't want to hurt somebody, right? But there's a lot of great energy that I have, right? So people just naturally like me, and it's knowing that type of energy can make a person really just trust you. But I also have a thing in life is I can't be I'm friends with a whole bunch of people, but I don't like let a lot of people in my inner circle. And when you get in that inner circle, I'm gonna protect you with my life. Like, I'm going to bat for you 100%, right? But there's also other people on the outskirts that I care about, but I can't give them my all. If I had $1 million, I can't share with the whole entire world. It just doesn't work like that. So it's levels to this shit. So there's levels to my friendship, you know? And that's how I had to play the game. So sad. But it is what it is. Sorry. I went on a tangent.
Oh, do not apologize.
Oh my God.
Or were there people that you guys were maybe expecting or anticipating that Billy would see in the house, or people that ended up surprising you? I mean, it was really cool to end up seeing that, you know, you guys had some people from your All-Stars mini that ended up playing with you, Billy. But I'm just curious, like, who were you guys speculating would be there?
I told her from the get-go, Muda and Jacob are going to be in this game.
No, you did not.
I told you.
You're a liar.
I told her.
No, I said this.
Hold on, let me finish what I said to her.
Wait, let me tell you. So I said, gosh, I'm like, oh, I think Jacob's going to be on the show. Right? He's like, no, Jacob.
I didn't.
No.
Okay.
Remember? You're talking about, no, Jacob has like this modeling thing. He's not. I don't know. He hasn't been playing any minis. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, nah, Jacob is busy. He told Josh, I guess, that he was busy or whatever. So you a liar.
Oh.
If you want to claim that, claim Jacob.
All right, don't expose me. But listen, I told her, I was like, do not work with these people. I said they are they're bigger targets than you. And
correct.
I told her, I was like, they're bigger targets than you. They will beat you in the game like they'll beat you naturally just because they know the game. And she ended up working with them anyways. And it was just so crazy how like she worked with them and it benefited her. I thought that was just so surprising because my ass would have done what Jacob done in the final at date night to Muna, and not
yeah, we coming for you, brother.
Listen, okay, anyway, I'm saying like in the back of my head, I would have thought of that, and I think that's what benefited what was the disadvantage to Jacob's game and the benefits of Billy's game. Having somebody back outwardly is what caused people to be like, hey, I could trust this girl. And I don't know, I thought that was really cool how like the plan I came in with would have caused me to get voted out, while the plan that she did.
And she won.
Yep.
Yeah. I think she took the right strategy in the end.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Were you I'd love to hear a little bit like what you see the cast and like what are your like what's on your mind now?
So okay, so the only thing that was like really a shocker for me was when I seen Jay West, right? When I seen Jay West, I was a Jay West fan. So I was like, so when I seen him, I was like, what the fuck? Oh my God. What the hell? And like he was like, yeah, I'm here. What's up? You know? So it was like that energy. I loved it. And then like a lot of people, again, I didn't really know. I didn't know Muna before I went to the game. I knew of Muna. I didn't know Jacob. Me and Jacob was on the same Zoom call playing a game together and never talked once. Wow. So it's like it's little stuff like, you know, even though I knew of these people, I didn't know them. You know, you know somebody when you get to know them. So I came in the game like, and I'm very happy that I did this. I didn't go watch people minis. I didn't watch minis. I didn't do any of that. I binge watched Sequester, the live seasons. People so when Jay West, the only person that, you know, gave me some type of like threat was like Jay West, you know, because he played before. So it was like, when I walked in the house, I was just like, man, I got to get to know as many people, you know, everybody's hugging people. They're like passing people who's trying to hug them. And I'm like, all right, let me find out the people that I could just feel. And I'm big on eyes for real like that. Like you can tell somebody who they are by looking them in their eyes. If you having a conversation with somebody and you're sitting there talking to them and you're able to stare them in their eyes, right? And maybe look away a few times here and there. But if you can stare somebody in their eyes and you can literally have a conversation with them, you're speaking to their soul. You're speaking to not just here, not surface. You getting deep. I'm that type of person. I'm gonna penetrate your soul, and no, for real.
I know. Like, I believe that.
I'm gonna penetrate your soul.
I feel that as you say that.
That's what I was gonna say. Like we're all getting misted.
No, I got
right
you.
I'm really reflecting exactly on what you're saying in time.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you were. Please.
Okay. So like, I'm that person. So if I'm sitting there trying to talk to you and it's so funny. It's so funny. Like there were so many signs that when I watched the season back, I'm like, damn, I knew it, but I didn't want to know it. Like, you know, like I psych myself out sometimes because I have so much faith in just mankind, right? I feel like there's a lot of people that are very much similar to me, which I put myself, and I'm not trying to like put myself on like this high mighty scale, but I am in tune with my higher self. And I feel like sometimes I just give people the benefit of the doubt, and I'll give it to you again, and I'll give it to you again. But I know deep in my soul, there's something wrong. And I aligned with people first day. Like I can just name some of the few. And watching the season back, I was again shocked, right? Marcelo, I aligned with Marcelo day one. This man, me and this man was calling each other brother and sister day one. Come on, day one. Day one, you feel me? So I watched the season back and I'm like, dang, okay. Dang, okay. I see how you was moving. That's kind of why you got exposed, because I feel like they could have got away with a lot of the stuff. They could have got away with date night. If Muna would have never ever they could have got away. If Muna just would have believed that, oh, these boys are really for me, I'm not gonna expose their votes, I'm gonna expose other people, she would have never known the root of what really happened. And the only reason I knew what the root was because Jacob turned to me and says, Billy, it was me or her. Billy, it was me or her. What you mean? No, it was not. Come on, what are you talking about? Like only y'all three voted for her. So it wasn't Come on. So you can't get that past me. And it's just like that was the moment it was exposed. And then y'all remember the little clip at the beginning of the season where Marcelo was like, "Yeah, playing emotionally." Come on, emotions won the game, baby. That's all I'm saying. Emotions won the game because I played very emotional. I was very out there and upfront with my emotions. I was upfront with all my alliances. Everybody knew who I was working with in the house. They can tell you they did not. Come on, bro. Y'all, what y'all
also, emotions lost the game for him.
Exactly. This man yelled at people. What do you mean?
You just have to know how to use your emotions like correctly.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. And Billy did that very well.
No game because you used it in the right way. Like that's how it got. But his emotions and him like talking and saying all that stuff basically lost the game for him. So
way too much. Like,
and Billy is the one. And Billy helped Spencer. Like to me, that in and itself should be the reason why you win everyone's vote because Spencer did the 180 after talking with you.
Exactly.
I didn't take that credit at date. I ain't final two. I just let bro go because at the end of the day, I just I planted the seed, right, of you to change your game just a little bit. And it worked for him. And that to me, you own that because you did not have to listen to me.
Yeah.
Spencer could have literally just said, you know what, I ain't gonna listen. So I personally, I commend Spencer for listening and just adjusting his gameplay, based off of that. I don't need credit for everything. Like
I just get so excited hearing you speak and like talking to you, like because everything you say, it's like you are what I want in a contestant on a reality show or in a person in general. Like when I watched you go from you were like you hated Spencer and you had every reason to, and you put that aside and people were saying that you were emotional or whatever, you were strategic as fuck. The fact that you put those emotions aside and all the stuff that happened with Spencer Amuna and you worked with him because it benefited your game, like there was a reason why I knew you were going to win this game, and I had so much faith in you episode by episode. And it's just, I loved watching you this season, and like I can't put it into words so much. Like,
I appreciate you.
I'm so excited, like talking to you.
So, I guess for
right?
Oh yeah, we don't care. So like your best round, I think was probably the killer round. So walk us through that. Like I'm sure you want to talk about all that.
So first off, I don't know, but all the people who are watching right now, I cried when I found out I was a killer.
I feel like I knew that already, like just from because how emotional you are. I was like, you're probably like, I have to kill people. That'd be me too.
In the YouTube video, I have to kill people.
I wish that they would have been videotaping when they figured, like when they were telling us, because they pull these names random out the hat, and this is what I'm trying to say. Okay, like. Manifestation is so huge, right? There's so many times, like I feel like there's a power, right, that intervene. You can have LOSs, you can have safety, you can have all that, but like facts, powers were intervening in certain areas of the game. Like I watched things move, and I'm like, wow, but in the killer versus detective round, I was so sad. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I cried for the first minute, and they only gave you 2 minutes. So each contestant had 2 minutes to walk in the room. So you walk in the room, and so when you walk in the room, they'll tell you what your role is, right? So it's only 2 roles you can find out. So they gave everybody 2 minutes, so nobody can find out who the killer is, who's the detective. I cried for like the first minute. I don't want to be this. How did y'all do that, baby? It's like it was at random. It was at random. I was like, I don't care. I don't want to be it. Right? So it's funny that like I remember my I forgot what we call those people too. I remember
handler.
Oh, your handler.
I remember. Okay, so I get the news. They're like, Billy, you gotta pick 3 names. Come on, you got 30 seconds. I'm like 30 seconds. So I like randomly threw out I threw out Natalie's name, and then because me and Natalie didn't align really the first day, and then Spencer's name because I knew Rachel wanted to target Spencer, and then also Brent because I wasn't really aligning with Brent that round, like the round before. So when I threw the names out there, I was like, okay, I can change the names anyway, so it's whatever. I'm just gonna fill this round out. And I remember like crying. I was like, I don't really want to do this. I don't want to have to like throw people under the bus so early. I don't really know. I didn't feel like at that point in time I had any targets, right? Mm-hmm. So she's walking me, Paige. She's walking me up to the thing. She's like, Billy, come here, give me a hug. She hugs me, and then she's like, you gotta wipe your eyes. I said, do I look okay? Do I look like I was crying? So I walk into the room. So they walk me in the front of the house, and I walk in the room, and I'm like, like this, like, you know, like, whatever, like this, whatever. And I had to play it. And it's like, it's so funny how that round went, and then actually watching myself back, because I thought the entire season I was going to be able to tell those moments that I was either sad or I was pretending. I was like, damn, I'm a good actor.
Yeah, I was like,
that killer
Billy
round.
knows what she's doing. Like this round, it was ran basically like flawlessly. And then the fact that there, you know, at the very end, people are like, "What? No way! It was you!" Like it was that sort of exciting moment that you kept it so well. Because I was wondering, I was like, is anyone gonna find out in any way whether it's just like, you know, deduction?
Yeah, it wasn't shown, but the reaction at Final 2 was amazing. It was exactly what I felt would happen if I kept it all the way to the end. Thing is watching it back, I did not know nobody suspected me.
Okay,
I'm not surprised though.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at all.
I think because you would be the least to suspect.
Yeah, exactly. Because the nominations were so all over the place too, right? And you threw in Jacob. I don't think they would have thought that you would throw in Jacob at all. Exactly. You know what I mean? Because if you kept Brent, then they could be like, okay, maybe it's Billy because they weren't getting along. But then when you threw the Jacob in, they're like, we have no idea now.
They thought. I have one quick question for everybody. When you guys watched that, did y'all think that she was like of the killer? Would y'all have like been like the people like, oh, it's not Billy?
Yeah, I would have been that.
Those eyes like this.
Yeah. I don't think I would do it.
My entire family, all my friends knew. They said, you were so obvious. I said, I know. But now, here's the thing. So like I'm real. I love, when I tell y'all I love Audrey so much. Like I love Audrey, I love Drew, I love Jordan. Like I love Josh. I love all production. TR, Mallory, I love them so freaking much, right? That we all, not everyone, but we had hung out right afterwards, and we playing a game. Bullshit. Everybody knew I was bullshitting. But I can't get it past them again. It ain't gonna happen a second time. They don't know.
They know. I also think what really worked, for your, like, in your favor was that, right? Like you were almost underestimated for some reason. It didn't make any sense because your whole alliance was at the top. But anyway, but you were underestimated. So I think it's almost like the egos, or I don't know what, but like we're so big that I think they couldn't have seen you in that like way because they were underestimating you.
100%. Dylan clocked it right at the beginning. This is no shade
to anyone. It's just like a view of the game.
Yeah, Dylan clocked it right at the beginning.
When you see Billy came into the house like very casual looking, and people underestimate women, they underestimate Black people and minorities. It happens every season, and that was why I clocked how smart you were. And I was like, people are going to underestimate her throughout the season. And I was so happy to see you not only prove them wrong, but like succeed. Like it was just so great. Like seriously.
Billy, can you dive into how you were feeling the first episode?
First episode. I mean, first episode, like at the time I was watching the episode, or in the actual
in the house, like your first day there.
I was a little nervous, but I ain't gonna front. So Shireen, I love that girl. Like her, So the first day, me and her talked, and like we locked eyes. Me and Josh too. Like me and Josh had a moment. That moment, me and Josh connected. Me and Shireen connected. You know, and me and Rachel and Mona, we kind of had to sleep in the same room that first night. So our handler, so we were in the room though, but we got to sleep in the same area. Let me tell y'all how big sleep is, okay? I don't know if y'all know. Dreams are amazing, okay? Soul's energy is huge. You really can have an unspoken bond by living with somebody. Do you believe?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You can either gonna love the person, you're gonna really dislike them. You will find out if this is your friend or if this is your enemy. I'm so serious. Or you'll find out if y'all just don't vibe. Because when you actually sleep in the same area with someone, right? You get to you're connecting on a different level. You're connecting when you sleep and you're connecting when you're up, right? So we got to sleep in the same area. We didn't have to talk. We didn't have to talk about game. We didn't have to talk about nothing. We could talk about what you wearing. We could talk about the smallest things. Like and it was just like a connection with them. But me and Shireen connected on a different level. Like we locked eyes and we deep in conversation with each other. And it's like, man, like she's my girl. I'm her girl. We ain't have to talk. So first episode, y'all remember I told this was Exile round, right? I'm not Exile, right? Me and Shireen didn't talk at all. Mind you, Shireen was the first person to throw in Josh's name. But that's my girl. So I told him the second person who told me, which is not a part of my alliance. My alliance is sacred. Alliance is like you talking to yourself, one self in the game. If you think of it like that, other people look at it like, one day I got to cross them. I ain't never think I was going to cross them. Actually, if we were all to make it the final four, I wanted to propose that we all just vote for ourselves on some selfless stuff to be bigger than let's make a statement. Like you can be bigger than yourself and be selfless in this moment. Let's go to a will. We go to the will, we get willed out, and then the best person who can, to give you the better case and say, like, let us two battle at final two. But I know that's unrealistic, right? But I'm that type of thinker. I'm a very, 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 very optimistic thinker. And I believe things can go your way. So in that moment, right, with Shireen, it was locked in. She didn't have to say nothing to me. But Jay West, he ain't talking to me. And we ain't talk really. We only had that little second, that moment right there. Like, we came in the house together, but it was real quick. We walked in, we ain't make no, I wanted to do it, but I also didn't want to seem like, corny. I'm just being real. I didn't want to seem corny. So we walked in the house, and when we walked in the house, it was just, we had a little bit of moment together, but it wasn't strong enough. Now me and Jay West are cool and shit, but we were cool in the house too. It was nothing, but like in the house, it was like, hey, somebody has to be expendable, and I like Josh. She's cool. So that moment, I was a little bit like uneasy, but I still felt like everybody has to get to know me. If I want to make it in this house forever, I want to be the last person standing in the house. I gotta love everybody. So it was love energy. Sorry, that was a long speech.
It's cool to get this. It's cool to get this insight. So honestly,
exactly.
I love hearing it. I love getting the.
Future players should watch this and listen to what you're saying, because it's like it's a great outline of how to win a game. Like seriously,
honestly.
For real?
I love that.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. Would you say anyone in this room, are you game bots? I didn't learn about that until after the game.
I'm a nerd, Don't worry.
I'm a game bot.
What does that mean?
I didn't know what a game bot was.
What does that mean in the world?
I study stuff like this like all the time. So like I'm a nerd for stuff like
Isaiah,
this.
You definitely gave me as a game bot, you gave me a lot of insight of like how social strategy games have more elements, and how playing a loyal game in reality can reward you just as much as playing the dirty, nasty game, which is so great. Like,
do y'all believe in karma?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, do you think that in a game, karma is beneficial?
It depends on the situation, I think.
I think maybe, right, because you got not lucky, but right, like your name got picked up for the killer, which really helped you win, like solidify your game. So right, like that there had to be some divine intervention, but I think it's so hard because I don't know that people are themselves they are themselves, but you know what I mean, like they're putting on like something, right? You even learned how to lie, or like that's what you talked about, so you're a version of yourself, I'll say that. So that's why I'm not sure like how karma would like really work in that moment, if that makes sense.
I think it worked in this game because there was a couple instances where it was like these sketchy bad weird bad moves caught up on the players, right? So we have the Spencer and who he pulled in and stuff. It really caught up with him in the end. And then you have the Jacob turning on Muna that also caught up with him at the end. And, you know, and Spencer made it to the end, but with that move, whatever moves he made right at the beginning, it didn't really matter what his progress was at the end because the karma of all the first moves that he made really caught up to him. And same thing with Jacob. He had a really good game, but I think as soon as he made that one move and how he executed it, the karma caught up to him, and that's how he got kicked out.
Karma is so real. Like, you have no idea. And I think it really hit me. There was like a game I was in, like I want to say like December, November. And there was this one person, his name was Logan. And this little asshole was responsible for single-handedly fucking us over, our alliance, who we had his back round after round. And this was, we merged at like 14. So we had to go to travel, like at least like 13 something tribal councils. And I was the last one left. And he had fucked me over so many times when I had tried helping, like giving an olive branch. And at final 6, the people that he had like fucked us over for, they finally got rid of him. And they just dumped him like it was nothing. And they kept me for I don't know why. So karma is so real in these games. Like seriously, it is so
I don't know if that's karma or bad gameplay, right? Like that's I guess what I'm wondering.
That's karma.
Were you about to say
that's karma for bad gameplay.
He did all of this screwing over, and then finally he got screwed over as well. Like karma's so real. Like,
let's just say that I played a game. I was just gonna say I played a game once where I was working closely with an entire group, and then like 3 of them cut me, and none of them won in the end. Exactly. So that's where you have to realize, like, it. You know, it can. It's a huge thing in social strategy games, karma. So
let me say this real quick. My new word, right? My word of the week is perspective. Okay, and the reason, so I went from loyalty to perspective. Let me explain. So in the game that I played, my perspective, I was doing everything right. There was nothing I was doing wrong. But from the viewer's standpoint, there's other people's perspectives that come into circle, right? So now you see everyone else's perspective, and you're like, who had the intention, right? My intention was all good. It was all good. I low-key was blinded by certain things that I didn't see the full picture until I watched the season. I then got to see Jacob's perspective, Marcelo's perspective, Natalie's perspective, Spencer's perspective, Brent's perspective, Katie's perspective, all these different perspectives I'm getting to see. And I'm like, wow, was I really playing a loyal game? To this person, I was playing I'm against you game. But in all actuality, on my side, you came for people that's a part of my alliance. Like, what's up? Like, for real. And I'm trying to protect all my people. Like, right? Everyone's supposed to protect each other. There's kings and queens. You got to understand who plays everyone in this real life that we live in. They play a role. Whatever that role may be the best in that role. If you can't make it to the end the way you want to, be happy and be content with where you're at. That's how you were going to make it to the end. So in my mind, I was playing with great intentions. And I can honestly say this was a full game of karmic energy. Not saying that everyone was playing a wrong game, but it's your intention. Yeah. I was playing a selfless game. I was being selfless.
Yeah,
I was literally being selfless.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, certain players were trying to play the game you wanted to play, but because of their intentions not being in the same direction that they were playing the game with, like say they were saying, oh, I'm a loyal player, I'm gonna talk to everybody, but behind scenes they're saying that they're a snake, they want to snake everyone. Their intentions did not align with their perspective. 100%. And that's what caused them to pretty much fail in a way, and why I feel like you succeeded, because you played exactly how you desire to play. You didn't play someone else's perspective of the game. And I just think that's again another thing I'm fascinated by, because I was telling her to play the other perspective.
But
So,
also,
yeah.
the house that we were in, though, it was a beautiful. It's a beautiful house full of love energy, right? I embrace love. Love is. I'm an Aquarius, baby. My birthday the day before Valentine's Day. I was supposed to be born on that Valentine's Day.
Oh,
So
you're the 13th?
yes, I'm the 13th. I'm an
gosh,
Aquarius.
Happy almost.
Oh, happy
Yes.
almost birthday to you,
Makes
baby.
sense
Aquarius energy. Let's go.
That's
Aquarius.
Makes sense now.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, so in real life, right? In real life, like I had all this love energy from this house, right? I'm looking for an LOS. I find a book, this Prayer of Jabez. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly, but it's Jabez. Gotta say it, because anyone watching this, whenever you watch it, look the book up. It's a beautiful book. It's just a simple prayer, 4 sentences, super easy. It's a beautiful prayer though, because I feel like it fully changed me. I read that book. I read that prayer every single day. I was looking for an LOS. It was between this pineapple thing. So I opened up the pineapple thinking it was going to be an LO. I don't know why I thought so. It was just a fucking bookcase. It was just, you're just scrambling. You're scrambling. I didn't know about the luxury row. I'm like
Of
scrambling.
course.
You feel me? So I find this book. I pull the book out, I read the book. And I said this to my handler. My handler, Paige, if you're watching this, please comment and please tell them, did I say this to you? I was in the room, me and her. I was putting on clothes. Me and her was having a deep conversation. I was complimenting production and how beautifully they worked together. Like they were so organized, y'all. You ever seen something so organized on like their scale, right? To produce something so beautiful, right? Like I was complimenting them. I was like, man, y'all, and what? Oh my God, this is amazing. Like, she shared some information with me, and we got deep, and I literally was like, I was in my mood, and I was like, just crying and shit, like whatever. But I said to her, I said, if I win this game, it's because of this book. And I said, and if I win this game at Final 2, I got to tell everybody about this book.
Mm-hmm.
And I won this game, so I got to tell everybody about this book. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's I embrace this love energy, this energy of this house. So now y'all messing with something on a different scale. This ain't y'all dominion. This my ground, because this house is very similar to me. The owner of that house, full of love. And then I was complimenting her in my like confessionals. I was like, the owner of this house, she's like, what do you think about the house? They ask you the question, and I'm like explaining like about the house, and I was like, this lady is this and this and this and this. And Audrey confirmed at the end of the season to me, she said, it's so funny that all of the confessionals you said, like, you were literally describing this woman. And then she explained how they got the house and stuff like that. And it was like, I was like, man, it's overwhelmed, man. It's just crazy. I just feel like there's a lot of things, divine timing, divine energy. And at the end of the day, I was really playing a selfless game. I think so, but also kind of selfish.
So
I mean, everyone wants to win.
It was for every action, there's a reaction, right?
Yeah.
For every action, there's a reaction. And
I'm gonna read this book afterwards. It says it's Hebrew, which I'm Jewish, so I relate to that. And it says it's about about a birth, like it's about a difficult birth. Is that the right thing?
No, wrong one. It's called The Prayer.
The prayer
of Jabez, Jabez.
of Jabez.
So while he's looking it up, I got another question.
Yes.
2 of them actually, and then we can start getting to like end game stuff. So the first one is I wanted to ask about your relationship with Natalie, because I think we saw it go down and up and down and up. Like I think you guys were very close at first, and then you guys hit like a wall where like she felt like she took offense to what you said, and then I think it was like rocky for a long time, and then like at the end, like you guys were good again. So like, you wanted to like talk about your relationship with her during the game?
During the game? Okay, so first day, right? I was, like I said, I walked in the house to get to know everybody. And there's levels, right? So I have to place a person in a spot. And in the moment, me and Natalie never connected much. We didn't at all. Like I can't even really recall a time where we actually connected until we were actually playing around, where it's like, the first day was like, you get to know people. Second day or it's not second day, but when the game started, it was on Exile, right? So me and Natalie didn't really connect on the first day. Second day, it was Killer vs. Detective. She was lower on the list. I had an idea that if I put Brent up, people would think Katie was the killer. And if they think Katie's the killer, then they'll announce her as the killer, expose her. But after Brent is exposed, right? But then Rachel ended up guessing Katie. That screwed my plan up there. I'm like, so now at that moment, you got to change it to Jacob. So now Natalie is the person we got to vote out. But my target would have been Brent. That round would have been Brent. I wasn't connected with Brent. Brent was doing all that yelling and screaming. I'm like, oh, he's perfect. But no, for real, like it was too much for me. It was like too early in the game, bro. Too much. But shout out to Brent. I love him. Like, he's cool. He's straight. So so Natalie then had to become the target, not really the target because I wasn't targeting her. I wanted Spencer to go. Worst case scenario, if Brent doesn't go, I wanted Spencer to go. And then, we threw vote. I threw vote. Whatever. But she also threw a vote, so it doesn't matter. She could have voted for Spencer. I told her, I said, Spencer is it. It's Spencer. It's Spencer. She would have just listened to me and just voted Spencer. It would have.
I still don't understand why she didn't do that. Yeah, like we asked her, but like, yeah. Anyway, it's okay. Here we are.
So, but I'm just saying it wasn't like I was trying to target Natalie right there. Then it got exposed. Yeah. I knew it was going to get exposed. I thought it was going to get exposed by Spencer. I felt it in my soul, y'all. I said, somebody going to expose my vote because they love seeing Billy. They going to expose it, whatever. So she exposes it, and, that was a very... Oh man, because I really just said I wasn't gonna vote for you, and I don't know if y'all watch. Like, y'all don't know me, but I know me. My family know me. When I walk away from that camera, the moment I had just promised her I was not gonna vote her, I felt so shitty, But I caught my karma. I was exposed, but I also. Really, the next round, y'all know I tried to help her out. I pulled her into the majority. I'm like, come on, Natalie, let's go. Follow us everywhere. That's what I really told her. I was like, follow us everywhere. I'm going to show you. Like, I really apologize. But she ain't take it like that. She scarred one time, and I get that. And, but I love her as a human being. She is selfless and a beautiful woman. And I only can say I appreciate Natalie.
So another question that I had was, there was that one round where you voted yourself, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't expose your vote. But like, what were you like? What was your plan if they exposed your vote and then you had to say that you voted yourself?
But they was not gonna pull me into no battle match.
If they did, though, I
wouldn't have cared if they pulled me into a battle match. I was gonna get back in the house. What you mean?
What would have been your explanation? Like, why would you? What would you have said? Why? And they would be like, why'd you do it yourself?
Everybody in the house. Okay, let me explain. Jacob at this moment was Muna's biggest ally. Okay, in my head, this is what we believe. I only felt it a little bit that he was shaky. I tested Muna and asked her. She didn't budge on it. Like she was like, no, Billy, Jacob, he's good. So she reassured me. I was like, all right, whatever. Okay, I'm going to have his back because Muna had his back so well. There was one round where Jacob came, but they didn't catch it on. They didn't put it in the edit. But Jacob came to me and stood in front of me and said, "Vote Spencer. He's not going to expose your vote." I said, "Vote Spencer. He's not going to expose my vote." I think it was Killer versus Detective round, but I don't want to say for sure because it wasn't in the edit and I don't remember, right? But he had on a jacket that day. I can remember that. So it was whatever day he had on a jacket. And he came to me, put his hands on my laps and said that to me. And I said, what? Like, Spencer is going to expose my vote. What are you talking about? Like, the fuck? He just told me in the other room. What are you talking about? So I'm like, and then at the same time, me and Spencer were close. So it was like, I have to throw my vote here. But let me go back. What was the question I going on?
We want to know why you voted yourself and what were you gonna say?
Back. So Jacob was Muna's biggest ally. So I still needed him close because I wanted him to feel like I'm also can be one of your biggest allies too. So I also didn't want to vote for Jacob there because I like Jacob, but I did feel like Jacob was a little finicky. So my idea was make everybody else, at least a few of them, vote for Jacob. Even the people, just a few of them vote for Jacob. It won't be blood on my hands, but I could also be a part of it. So I'm like, I don't like him right here, but if he goes, he goes. You know, it is what it is. So I felt like him and Spencer were talking too close to me. I didn't really know what was going on. And then when they confirmed that Spencer had Jacob and I had Spencer, I'm like, I have Spencer. Like, Jacob has, this is perfect. He was just in there being all finicky and weird. Like I just caught him just doing something weird, and he had weird energy that I couldn't throw my vote on Jacob. So I ended up can't throw my vote on anybody because everybody is tied to somebody I really fuck with in the game. Mm-hmm. The only person I could throw it on and I don't really fuck with them is Brent. But I can't vote Brent because if I vote Brent, he's tied to one of my biggest allies. Yeah. So if somebody else throws a vote on him, I'm fucked. So also with Natalie, I couldn't throw my vote on Natalie again. I couldn't throw it on anybody she tied to. So the best bet was throw it on Billy. If for some reason me and Brent go, oh, well, I'm finna battle my ass off and I'm gonna get back in this game. You better do the same thing, homeboy. But it was more so to be, again, selfless. Mm-hmm. Like I couldn't vote for anyone, but at the same time, I also liked Spencer a little bit right there. After he told me once he told me about Muna and how his perspective of Muna situation, I kind of believed him right there, and I didn't want to vote for Jacob. And the reason I didn't vote for Jacob.
That's actually so smart hearing you explain that because if someone called on you could have been like, well, you could have said all that and been like, well, I couldn't do this person because such and such. So by voting myself, I can go in and go against Brent, who is one of the few people that I'm not good with anymore. Like, it just makes so much sense. Like, oh my God.
Perspective.
Yeah.
Yes. But that's the thing. We don't have that perspective as a viewer. And so that's what's like, would I ever vote myself? No, because then I could risk sending myself home, because like I've seen that happen in minis where people will vote themselves in a drag round and then they're the target.
But I'm telling y'all on everything, I would have got back in the house.
Oh no,
I believe it.
Did you ever?
Don't doubt it for a sec.
Yeah, Billy, did you ever like get scared that you were even gonna go in or get dragged?
Yeah, y'all remember the jump rope scene?
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah.
The jump rope scene was after date night.
Oh,
I was upset. I was mad at everybody. I feel like, oh my God, y'all just completely, whoa, but I didn't know the vote count. I didn't know how votes went. So I'm thinking everybody voted for Muna. Mm-hmm. Everybody got to get it right now. You get what I'm saying? And I'm throwing energy. I'm very upset. So I'm sitting there jump roping. I'm like, Muna's out the house. So if Muna don't come back here, we're screwed and I'm screwed. They're coming at me after me next. So I was jump roping. I was like, boy, I'm finna come for these boys. You feel me? So I'm like in it. I'm in it to win it. So I was scared right there. I was scared that I was gone many times. Every time Muna was X'd out the house, I felt a little bit uneasy, but I knew I had Josh, but I knew Josh didn't have as much social capital in the forefront, but he did, but not really. Like I was more out with it, and Muna was more out with it. Jacob was a little bit more out with it, but not really out with it. He was being fugazi. But he did a good job. Did a good job.
So this is just, I asked this to Natalie too, but obviously things didn't work out with the way the round happened, but final 6, what was your plan? Was it just to get her voted out? Were you going to pull her in a battle match? Like you both mentioned final 6. So I'm really curious, like what was your mindset with Final Six, or was that just
that was random as hell? I don't know why. Like, I don't know how that happened. When I watched, I was like, "What the fuck?" Whoa, this is crazy. Like, it was trippy, actually. Like, it was trippy.
You were both feeling each other's energy.
Yeah,
Not in a good way.
Right.
That's why I was like, I'm ready for something big. Something's gonna happen here.
Yeah.
But obviously, the way the round was formatted, like, it just wasn't gonna happen that way. So I was curious if there's something.
I knew this though. So like the funny thing is like so I did put myself in a viewer's eyes. Like, I'm watching a game from a viewer's eyes. I really like Natalie. So like as a viewer, I really liked her. Same thing. Like I really like Spencer. I really like Mona. I really like Jacob. I really like Shireen. I really like Rachel. I really like Josh. Like, I like Grant was just so loud with it, like in the house, and just he's so funny guy. But I really like them in the game. So I'm like, damn, don't go after Natalie Billy. The fuck? Like, but it's so funny. But me and my mom talk like that. Like, why Billy going after Natalie? Like, some joke is, but shout out to my mom. I love you, mommy.
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Is she watching?
Great.
I don't know if she's watching, but she's a beautiful woman.
She should watch. She's in the room. I can tell her to watch.
So we actually got some chat questions before we get to like Final Four and the finale. So Bran wanted to know, what do you think your trajectory would have been if Jacob won that battle back instead of Spencer going into that Final Four?
What's supposed to happen? I don't know. It's like, damn, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. And I mean, obviously, they probably would have, it was gone. I'm a goner. In that moment, I would have been a goner because Josh obviously was out and up front with it. He was coming for me. Natalie, possibly, but she wouldn't. I think at that moment, she would have had Jacob to give her a little bit more oomph, right?
Oh, yeah.
And like in a sense of saying, like, Natalie, you did this, reminding her of those plays she made, because she made stellar plays. Like, she was well deserving of winning, as well as Spencer and Josh at this moment, right? They're all well deserving. It's just in the moment that Natalie, I think she forgot how amazing she was in that moment. Yes. So, but she also appreciated how amazing I was. And I don't know if that would have been strong enough, because me and Natalie didn't have a real connection like that. But at the end game, she understood me, and I think she saw that light, and that's what made her decide to. And just even in that moment, in that moment, even if she had like regrets afterwards, or even if she never had regrets, in the moment she just had a different. I seen it in her eyes, y'all. It was next level. Like, that shit was a moment. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know if it would have been the same with Jacob. Obviously, they all was coming for me. So Jacob would have been.
I don't think so. Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to happen, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Braden had one more question. So he said, what challenges did you expect to be in the season that didn't appear?
Oh, I wanted the Josh, help me here, brother. The tower. Which one?
Tower of Hanoi.
Oh.
I did train her. I was like, yo, you're probably going to have to play this.
I play that game all the time. And I felt like memory games was going to be a part of it. And I'm a rapper, so that's super easy for me. And I really love the one where they had to, I don't know, I think it was with Hunter. I think this one was with Hunter, where they had to, or Jake. No, this was with Jake, where they had to step in. If they step on a piece, they can like blow up, and they have to start off at the beginning. Okay. Was that with Jake in, I think, season 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that one too. So awesome. I thought those were going to be in the game.
So in a sense, like, obviously, I think it's amazing you didn't even have to go into a battle match. But was there like a part of you that kind of wanted to go into a battle match?
Yes. I trained. I told y'all I did 4,000 jumps. It didn't mean anything because I was like winded. Like sometimes.
Yeah, you did all those jumping jacks. No, you did all jump rope.
No, that was Marcelo.
Yeah, no. Sorry, I'm jump rope. You did all the jump rope.
You did that on purpose?
No. Oh my God. You did all the jump roping for nothing, basically.
Like, not really, because we had to run around that house. That house is
a
huge house. So if you wanna, and you got only a short window. So I'm thankful some people didn't use the room all the way in the back. The girls did. That one killer versus detective. The girls used. Yeah. They were in that room, the bunk room, bunk room, and the room is all the way in the back. Through like a laundry room. It's weird.
Wow.
Very creepy room. And it had like little cubbies. Girl, I was scared. I was like, I'm not standing here. It's so cold. It's a real drab. Like,
oh my.
Like, yeah. And they had this other room too, the butler room. The butler upstairs. It was freaky. Like I had to sleep up there one night. Nothing happened though.
So going to Final Four, we saw Natalie, right? She was basically ready to like take you out. You saw Josh as well, like the eyes was on you, but then you like basically misted Natalie to like completely change your mind. Like, what do you think you said specifically that got her to like switch?
That this is bigger than us. I said this is bigger than us. You can make a statement right here.
Yeah.
So
I think this is exactly what we want when we say we want like a diverse cast, right? Like we don't just want like the Billies and the Jacobs and the Munas. Like we need them too, but it's also we need Natalie's and Josh's, especially because and give Josh credit as well. Where like I think in the middle, right, where he was like, I'm not voting I think another person, like he said, another woman of color. I think I can't remember exactly what he said, but like he either named y'all or actually said woman of color. I can't remember, but like these are the people that we need because I think they really understand the game and like it made it so much more fun to watch because I was like, yeah, Josh, like go for Billy, like she's gonna win it all. I get it at 4, but before that, like it was just so like nice because we just don't see this stuff, like normally, like it's unfortunate, but it's not normal, right? Like to see this kind of stuff. And like, that's why I think like Josh and Natalie, we were able to really like connect with them. Yeah. In a different way. I don't know if that makes sense, but and this is what like at CBS, when you're trying to cast 50% and like, it's more than that. And like, this is what like, I think is the perfect example because you need someone when you say this is bigger than us to actually understand what you mean without you having to write a whole freaking thesis about, what that means.
Like I'm telling you, like it was beautiful. For me, I don't know if I feel it like the feeling was mutual, For me, that shit touched me. That should be making me want to cry, like no cap. Like even right now,
I mean, no, it was a genuine, beautiful moment. Like, and she even started to say, like, I would go sit next to Billy and lose at Final 2.
Yeah.
So that touched me.
I think what showed was when Natalie had saw Muna and when she spoke about her thing. I think that really put in home for what this game means to some people, like outwardly too. And it was nice to see Natalie take that emotion and say, wow, if robbing Billy causes me to get second, is that really worth it?
Exactly.
And when you gave her the chance to really explain yourself and you said those words, like, I fought my ass here. You don't understand how sometimes, like I tell you, the consciousness works two ways. It works within and it works without. And the way for it to work without is to connect with other people by love, trust, loyalty, which is things you exude. That's why she felt you, and she saw your game as more of a value to not just yourself, but to the people out there. It definitely affected me.
So going to the finale, right? I mean, I'm assuming you already explained how like you were prepping for like the questions and all that stuff. And so first of all, Were you like nervous sitting next to Spencer before I ask the next question?
No, but I was worried for Spencer.
Oh, okay.
Would you have taken him to final 2, or would you, or rather, let me rephrase. I guess 2 questions. Like, who would you have dragged had you gotten out? Like if Natalie changed her vote or something. And then like is Spencer your ideal final 2?
So me and Josh, which is my shout out to Josh. I love you if you watching this, brother. You my dog. I don't know if you know this.
He was here.
He was here.
Yeah. Shout out to Josh.
Yeah.
That's my boy. You know I love him. All right.
I love Josh.
You know, this just broke on y'all. But so I'm Josh, I'm your biggest fan, homeboy. I'm just but Josh, me and Josh were talking about this, and when we were talking, we spoke about. He's like, Billy, if I would have told you about date night and reminded you that me and you made a final 2, and if I would have asked you who you would have drug, took to final 2, me or Muna, I was like, yeah, you're right. If you was to bring that point up, I probably would have not dragged you. So Natalie and Josh most likely would have went to final 2. Spencer was going to get dragged because me and Spencer at this point in time, in my perspective, me and him did not talk as much in the game, but Spencer had this unspoken love for me or loyalty for me, right? Like it was unspoken. It wasn't reassured as much as the Josh, you know, and I had burned Natalie. So Natalie had this type of, but at the same time she came from my alliance and I should have, but at the end of the day, if she would have voted with me the first time, let's say Natalie votes with me the first time, but then she's nervous to go to a will and says, Billy, I can't do it. I can't. I gotta vote Spencer. I gotta vote you here, and I would have took that into consideration. And in the moment she took the first selfless act, that was enough for me.
Yeah, that's real.
That's big enough. Yeah. And you probably got my vote too. I'm just being honest. Like if that right there would have it would have made Josh and Natalie situation a lot harder because Josh would have thought he automatically had my vote. And right then and there, I would have tainted the jury for him and gave Natalie the vote because I would have told them what she did for me at final 2.
Yeah.
And I went final 4, and I would have said she tried to align with me last minute, but at the end of the day, she took it all the way home. Beautiful woman. And I think because of my intention, because I would have done that, and I think I got rewarded. And that's why she was, I guess missed it or whatever that is, that's why she felt the way that she felt and wanted to do it all the way. She wanted to take it all the way home.
I was talking about this on another stream where I was talking about like if I could rank the winners, I would put you in the first place. And you and Kim, who was the woman that won season 2, I feel like the two of you have, you guys have a very similar presence that you guys give. And I've played with Kim. I've known Kim for a couple of years, and there's something about Kim where she's a threat. She's going to win the game, but you just can't bring yourself to vote her off because you just like her so much and you trust her. And I feel like you have that same energy where you're just like, you feel like you can trust you, even in the back of your head. If you're like, I don't know if I'm like that high up on her ranking, like, I just want to work with you and I just want to be around you. And I think that you used it to your advantage. And the fact that you were able to get Natalie to basically throw her game away at Final 4, I just felt like that was just so amazing. And like, you made it through the whole game with no battle matches, none. And people knew you were a threat. And it's just, looking back at it, you were always included in the votes. Anytime immunity could be given out, you were given it. It's just crazy to like look at your game, like seriously.
Thank you.
No problem.
Last time I was going to say, and then everyone else can ask whatever they've done because this is my last question. What does it mean to you to be the first Black winner of Sequester?
It means the world, but it's not me, you know, it's for us all, you know. It's all for every person of color, not even just Black person. Everybody, every single person. Like, we can finally, like, I know it's not as big as CBS, right? It's big as CBS in my heart, though. My heart is that big. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that.
I agree.
And to make a little bit of difference, to be able to say, this person, come on, the one person that people would say, oh, this. That's why everybody gotta understand that color is not even a thing. Like, in my mind, it's like, I know it's there, right? I've been a victim of racism. I've been a victim of people feeling like I'm a certain type of person because I look a certain type of way. But in all actuality, I'm very smart. I'm very intelligent. I know I am. Like, don't just judge a person based off of appearance. And I could have thought a million things about Natalie, but in all actuality, it's all perspective. You can be sitting in my shoes one day. I believe this world is just a cycle. We're going to come right back, and we can be whatever color, whatever race, whatever gene or whatever. We can be any freaking thing. So in that perspective, it's like, I just feel like we making a difference. Things is changing. That tells me things is changing, and there is beautiful people out there, all shapes, all sizes, all colors, all.
You definitely did make an impact, because right now this is the biggest org in the org community. Like, so this may not go to the reality TV world or whatever, like the millions of people, but it made a difference in the org community. Me and Isaiah, we've been in the org community for like 10 something years. Like, that's how we've met each other, was like games when we were 10 years old. And this past year, with the Sequester community, the amount of representation in the orgs, the amount of Black people, women, people of color that are getting cast in these games, it's changing so much. And I think the reason is because finally Black players, female players, and people of color and other people of color players are getting highlighted. And the fact that you came into this shit, you ran it, you won it, like, it's going to help other Black POC female players get cast in these games.
Let's go.
And Afro-Latina. I think that's something to highlight too.
Yeah.
Like, there's not even that much representation out there of Afro-Latina. So it's amazing to know that's also part of your identity. You represent so much. So much.
It's huge. And I'm noticing more org hosts are finally, taking up to it. A lot of org hosts in the past have not, if you look at their cast, it was pretty much all white. And it's just really refreshing to see that people are actively now looking for a diverse cast, because it just was not a priority until very recently. So hold that on your shoulders, seriously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love that.
So, anyone else here? You guys have your questions still, or? Okay.
I got a question.
We asked. Go ahead, Josh.
I want to. If you can, Billy, like, to a freestyle describing a quick, just give us a quick rundown just about this podcast. Give us a life. Give us a little taste into the life of Billy CEO. Come on, please.
See, no, you see, because you put me on the spot and did not prepare me. No.
Come on. All right,
That's a fair
what
response.
you got.
Josh, you know me for everything in this world, bro.
And what about it?
Anybody in this entire world, Josh.
Let me say that.
All right. Anyone else? Anyone else got questions?
I like y'all. I would love to do it, but I don't like being put on the spot like that.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I feel no problem. I know that feeling. Don't worry.
No, it's all good. No, literally, we are so honored to have you here, Billy. Thank you so much. Like, you are such an amazing guest, amazing player this season, amazing character. Like I said, you're the only person that everyone made sure that we were all here today, because like Chanel moved her stream. Like, everybody,
my stream.
Yeah, like we love you. So thank you. And Josh,
wait, hold on. Can I say something to y'all? Thank y'all for giving me this opportunity to just, like, I expressed on a different level, and I know we didn't talk about each, segment of the game, and we probably were supposed to do that. That's the organized, right? We don't do the organized.
We don't do that here.
Organization.
We try to
It's
be
vibes.
organized, but it's different. It's different. This is different.
Thank
It's
you.
okay.
Thank you. Well,
Of course.
I appreciate y'all, each one of y'all, for taking y'all time and actually being here and actually listening to me.
Of course.
Totally.
And Josh, thank you for helping us set this up. Thank you for
thank you.
introducing Billy to this crazy world that we're all in. Just thank you for being you as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for the both of you. You guys are both awesome. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, she was my inspiration being on this, joining this world. So it's great to bring my inspiration into this and doing what she does.
Beautiful.
I say it all the time. Like your personality is a golden art, and that's why I knew it would do something, and you did on your own. So good job, sis.
Hey, can I tell you something, Josh? Your skin popping. You look so
This lighting is actually really good.
Really good. I mean, really, brother. You look. That's I'm sorry. But hey, let me say shout out to Audrey. Shout out to Jordan. Shout out to TR. Shout out to Josh. Shout out to shout out to JP. Y'all know, shout out. I don't know if y'all know him by JP. So Joe the Show.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, sorry. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to I'm sorry, I know I'm doing a lot of shout outs.
You're good.
Can I do this? Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shireen, Muna, shout out to fucking Rachel. Shout out to everybody, Josh, Spencer, all y'all. Shout out to everybody. Katie, fucking Jacob, fucking Brent, everybody. I'm a little stoned. But I love y'all, man. I think
totally
we made
fine.
a great season. We did a phenomenal job. Let's get it.
Let's
All
get
right.
it.
And with that is our final 5 coverage. Everyone, thank you for watching and joining us with everyone. This has been great. We're trying to fit in one more interview actually. So if we can somehow get Muna over here, we're gonna let y'all know. Until then, this is it possibly for season 4 coverage. So until then, we will see you guys next time and have a good one. Bye.
Great podcast.
Bye.
Oh my God.